Hello Gundam fans, this is Prime92, and today I'll be looking at the 1-144 high-grade Universal Century RX-78 GP03 Stamen Gundam from the Stardust Memory miniseries. Now, this model, you can get it in two different ways. You can get it separately, like I did, for about 12 to 15 bucks, or you can get it with the Dendrobium kit, which is around $300 to $400, so you can understand why I have it separately. It's one of those holy grails of mine, and I think it's probably a lot of people's, but it's not really in the cards right now. And I'm happy with this. It's a very nice mobile suit. It has the normal Gundam colors. You've got white, blue, red, yellow, gray. For stickers, you have the metallic green for the forehead camera on front and the back. The eyes, which are rather small. Like the head, I'll show you the zoom in of the head. It's very small. It's a rather squat little face compared to other mobile suits. You also have the metallic green in the chest, metallic red in the stomach, metallic green on the lower legs, and that is really about it. I think the actual stickers have held up pretty good. I've had this for quite a few years, and they've held up pretty good. I've panel lined it a little bit, mostly in the head, just because it's kind of plain looking. It's mostly white, as you see. Now, for articulation, this did come out in 2001, but it's still pretty good. The head can go up and down a little. It has a very small joint, because, once again, you can see in here, they did do some detail for the neck. Show some, like, pistons and hoses. But because of that, you don't have much neck motion up and down. The head will rotate 360. And also because of that, I find the headlights to pop off a little too easily. The arms will rotate. They go in and out about that far. They rotate below the shoulder. And these shoulder joints are extremely loose. And I think it's because the elbow joints are actually really tight. But the elbow bends about that far. The wrist will rotate and wiggle. And it's gonna fall off. The waist will go side to side. Front skirts move separately. The side skirts, which kind of look like they connect to the thrusters on the back, will move quite a bit. The legs go that far forwards, that far back, in and out. Knees are double jointed, but you don't really get much of a bend, because you can see rather bulky. The foot, there's an ankle joint up here, so it'll go forwards and back, side to side, and rotate. And then the foot guard will move up and down. It's attached to the ankle here, and that is really it. Now the backpack will move up and down together. There goes an arm. That's going to happen quite a bit. It also bends here at the top, which I'll explain later. And the thrusters can move up and down, in and out, rotate. And these little covers here can move up and down. And I like how the thrusters, the way you connect them in here, see, they're like half shown on the inside and the out. I thought it was kind of cool when I first put it together. Now for the accessories, if this arm will stay on. I know it sounded like a click, but it doesn't really matter. In here, these parts that move, if I flip this panel down, these, which I thought originally, years ago, were like, they fire like beams, or like little beam rifles on the shoulders, these are beam saber handles. Then here is the matching all-white beam saber, because you can see the little tips have the little nub on the very end, which is how I was able to find this in my pile of extra parts. Now you also have a shield. This is the compact mode, and you just fold it out, and there you go. Rather different looking. I think these are supposed to be blue, but this is how it came. And it has these two little hook pieces and the peg in the middle. And all you do is you open up the little claw, which I'll show later, and it just goes into there, and then the peg goes into a hole in the arm, like that. And you're supposed to be able to close the claw, but I've never been able to do it. It fits securely, but I can never get the claw to shut like that. Probably just me. And these are like extra energy clips, but they don't detach. And they would be for the beam rifle, which looks pretty standard. It has a movable handle and a movable scope, but the scope goes very far down. Most likely for when you have the dendrobium, it would store a little bit better in the containers. And also, you don't have to take the hand off to put it in the hand. But that also means it's very loose. You also have a bazooka, which is also folded up for the dendrobium. The little scope will move very far down for more compactability, if that's a word. And you just move this out on a double hinge. It looks good, but it's not very secure. This part is very floppy, and it really doesn't lock into place. And you would have to take the hand apart to put it in the hand. But I do like it, and I think it's one of the few bazookas that actually do that, if the only one. And you also get a separate core fighter. Since this is supposed to detach, just like the original Gundam and the GP01 and GP01 full Bernier, you get a spare core fighter, which doesn't do anything. It has a little landing gear just to sit there. That's it. Nothing else. Now, one of the interesting things on this mobile suit are the extending claw arms. And now, you also have two sets of hands. 2 closed hands and 2 open hands. I find that this feature works a lot better with the open hand. And what you do is rotate the arm, open up a panel right here. You can extend it on one hinge and then another hinge up at the top. And then you can fold it. You notice there's like a indent here in the arm. You can fold it at another hinge like that. And see, because you have the open hand, it folds a little farther out than if you had the bulky closed hand. And there you go. This is used when it's attached to the dendrobium, basically to grab the accessories that are mounted in the dendrobium. Just open up the claw, and then it would grab the accessory and bring it down and use it. Now, you do have lots of articulation here. You have the joint here, and a joint here, and a joint to move the claws together, and then also 2 joints, which lets the claws open. And, of course, the one that actually opens the entire arm up. So, a lot of posability in these arms. So, I really like these arms. They kind of remind me of the way you have to move the arm. They remind me of the 1/100 Mirage Astray first issue. When it transforms, I don't know, the way you have to do that. Maybe that's where they got the idea. I don't know. But that is the GP03. It is a nice mobile suit. I do find parts are very loose. It could be because it's old. I've had this for several years. But I've never found the arms to hold that well, and the head doesn't really hold that well either, because there's not much space between the neck and the head. But all in all, I like the features, I like the accessories, and if you get the dendrobium, you'll get another one. So, that's about it, and I'll see you at the next review.